The latest of these signs, pointing to acting as a herald of Maitrea, is a new star-like object which has appeared all over the world.
Mornings tonight, Norwegian authorities are investigating strange light seen in the Arctic sky. The spiralling white light was seen for several minutes on Wednesday morning.
When Jesus was born 2,000 years ago, a star appeared in the heavens, which, according to the Christian teachings, guided three wise men from the east to Jerusalem, Bethlehem, the Holy Land, where they followed it every day, and it stopped over the birthplace of Jesus. Well, that was a star, but it wasn't a star, not a real star. Stars don't work like that.
According to British author Benjamin Creme, Maitrea, a teacher of extraordinary stature, is here in the world to inspire us to make the fundamental changes that will usher in an unprecedented golden age of brotherhood and justice.
This is indeed a unique time in the whole history of the world.
I can't be the only one that finds it eerily suspicious that this light just happened to appear over Norway as Barack Obama was in transit to Norway to receive his Nobel Peace Prize. And one surefire way of getting a message across is making sure the press is paying attention. And when the President of the United States is about to accept the Nobel Peace Prize, you can bet the press is going to be there and be paying attention to the surroundings. Some observant speculators have already made a link of sorts between Barack Obama and the Maitrea, as far as Obama talking about a trip to Kenya he made in 1988, which coincided with a supposed appearance of the Maitrea there. And there's just been this media blitz, first proclaiming Obama as the Messiah and now as the Antichrist, and it's just worth wondering about and worth discussing if it's at least possible that part of the New World Order scheme as far as how things will play out and how to create a one-world religion, well, if that wouldn't have something to do with revealing and destroying a false Antichrist ahead of the actual Antichrist arriving on the scene. And I say that simply because if you've actually read the Bible, there is absolutely no way that Barack Obama fits the bill as the Antichrist. You can Google Benjamin Creme or Share International, which is his organization with deep, deep ties to the United Nations, and you'll find that he's a theosophist and just absolutely makes it a point to talk about how influential Madame Blavatsky and Alice Bailey were in his comprehension of the world around him, specifically the spiritual world around him. The Theosophical Society is Luciferian. Alice Bailey started the Lucifer Press. Madame Blavatsky started the Lucifer magazine. These people are Luciferian. They are the New World Order. Those people that run around in Bohemian Grove, same people. Alice Bailey made it a point to use the term seed groups as far as the people who would bring about revolutionary change on the planet and externalize what she called the hierarchy, which is exactly what Benjamin Creme is talking about, a series of ascended masters that would arrive to solve all of the world's problems with the so-called Maitrea sitting at the helm and controlling the whole thing. Of the New World Order, Alice Bailey wrote the following: "The New World Order must be appropriate to a world which has passed through a destructive crisis and to a humanity which is badly shattered by the experience. The New World Order must lay the foundation for a future world order which will be possible only after a time of recovery, of reconstruction, and of rebuilding. This is why I believe the New World Order that we see today, the New World Order that is in control of the press and declaring itself as the New World Order, is a ruse, that it's a scapegoat for the world order that will come later, which will be the literal beast from the book of Revelation. This is also why we see a lot of people that appear to be speaking a lot of truth and are, but at the same time, you get a lot of spiritual baggage that comes along with that, and you see direct links between these people, and I'm talking specifically about Zeitgeist and Jordan Maxwell and those types. You see direct links between them and the Theosophical Society. They're all working in tandem with the high-ranking occultists of this world to bring about the Antichrist, and for them to be able to sell him as a Messiah to Christians or Muslims, then an Antichrist has to be defeated before he can do anything proclaiming himself as the second coming, the Mahdi, Jesus, etc., etc. So let's look at the star here, or this light, rather, that I'm sure Benjamin Creme will claim was this star and a sign of the Maitrea that appeared over Norway. It moves in a circular motion, in a circular pattern. This is a vortex, and the vortex has long been used by the illumined as a symbol of themselves and of their movement, and this is because within the vortex there's an eye. You'll also notice that almost every instance of a vortex has some destructive purpose, whether it's a hurricane, a tornado, a black hole. Anything that you see with that vortex motion in 3 dimensions is destructive. And this is exactly what Alice Bailey was talking about as far as a new world order arising in tandem with global destruction. And oddly enough, if we cross-reference with the Bible, we'll find in Revelation chapter 9, verse 11, so Revelation 9:11, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. And Abaddon and Apollyon literally translate to the destroyer. So these are all things that you need to be cognizant of as you do your own research on these topics and try to make sense of them. I would also encourage people to at least look at the concept of something called Project Bluebeam as far as these stars showing up. Basically, Project Bluebeam was a supposed government project that used technology to literally create holographic images in the sky. And I say this specifically about this thing over Norway because it's very strange to me that from different angles you'll see either a whole lot of aurora behind the star, I'm talking about the blue, or you'll see very little, or you'll see none at all. And I find that to be extremely strange, that depending on the angle someone took their pictures or videos from, that you have either no aurora behind it, or you've got a ton of it, and crystal clear. So just pay attention to this stuff. Take some time to actually do some research and look into it, because things are likely to get much, much, much worse before they get better. And deception is going to run rampant. So you need to have some kind of a basis, you need to have some kind of an understanding about how these people work and what the Bible actually says about key events that are going to transpire in the future.